Well, what an awesome song that was. That was the Traveling Wilburys, End of the Line. Very upbeat, isn't it? Hey? And everything comes to an end. Every part of your journey comes to an end. Sometimes that's the end with a relationship. Sometimes it's the end of a job. But everything changes all the time. Look back at your own life and look at the different changes you've been through. Look at the different things that you've survived. You've lived to tell the tale, right? Maybe the ending wasn't exactly what you were hoping for. Maybe it's not what you anticipated. But quite often when that happens, when you get a different result than what you're expecting, quite often what happens is that you can look back later and you can see how it all ties in together. That's the important thing, right? Is seeing how it all comes together, and then you can look back quite often and say, you know what? I didn't really want that result, but now when I look back at it, I can see that it was for the greater good. I can see that this put me in a position for something else, for something else, for something else. Because that's what it is. When you're in your flow and you get that synchronicity going, that you're in the right place at the right time, it all comes together absolutely wonderfully. You just have patience. That's the hard part, is having patience and realizing that you can't control it. Realizing that, you don't need to control it. You can just let everything work out the way that it's meant to. Let everything just play out quite often without reacting, right? How many times in your life have you reacted to something and then found out after the fact that had you not reacted, you would have got the result that you wanted, right? That you make things more complicated by reacting. But we live in this instant world. So, we have fast food. We have, everything is instant. You turn on the TV, you surf the internet, instant news, instant information. You start the car, you don't even have to warm up your car anymore and go, right? So then for somebody to say, take your time to make a decision is a little contradictory to that, isn't it? We're just not used to it, but we need to slow the heck down and just relax and let the chips fall where they may, right? Quite often that's what we need to do. So right now, let's relax together and check out the good news. So, as per usual, lots of good stuff going on in the world. This is pretty cool. Over the course of his career, Tim Ferriss has become a one-time national Chinese kickboxing champion, a lecturer at Princeton University, a professional breakdancer on MTV, a horseback archer, and a multimillionaire author, motivational speaker, and investor. He attributes his success to his firm belief that anything is possible, especially if you're willing to suffer for your skills and change your behavior to embrace self-optimization. So he has a show called The Impact Theory with Tom Bilyeu, within which Ferriss asks several questions that he believes will give you the tools to overcome anything. The questions range from, what if you did the opposite for 48 hours? Wow. To, what if you could only work 2 hours per week? What would you work on? Right? Very cool. So that might be something you might be interested in checking out him and his new show, and just checking out different things that make you think outside the box, right? Very important that we do that. We think outside the box. We expand ourselves, our knowledge, and our skills, and the way that we talk. And one of the things that he talks about is turning all your skills into superpowers and discarding the word impossibility from your vocabulary. So that's somebody you definitely are going to want to look up. And he's going to be doing daily talks, inspiring podcasts, all sorts of different things, just to keep you on your game, just to keep you thinking and changing and evolving, which is so very important. Now, here's a great story. This is about a janitor that works at a bank for 30 years. Can you believe that? 30 years. Good for him. That is not common anymore. Back when I was growing up, it was very common for somebody to work somewhere for a long period of time and retire in the only job they ever had. That doesn't happen anymore. we have so many different careers. Like with me, I was, my first job, I was a phone solicitor for a home improvement company. So I did that. Then from there, I went to being a busser in a fish and chip restaurant. Then I ended up going from being busser to being the dishwasher. Then I got into waitressing. And then I did office administration, payroll, accounting. And here I sit, and I'm a motivational speaker. I have my own radio show. So, like, that's a lot of things, right? And I'm not even done yet. So, you go through a lot of stuff. So, for somebody to say 30 years at the same place, that's pretty impressive. So, for over 3 decades now, Floyd Green has been a custodial worker for a bank in Howard County, Texas. And he's become a staple of the workplace and a friend to his coworkers. Because Floyd's Yorkshire Terrier had recently died of old age, the staff decided to pitch in and get him a new Yorkie puppy for the janitor's birthday. As he inspects the box, the birthday man clearly has no idea what's in store for him. He opens the gift and quickly closes it again, in complete and utter shock. Confused, Floyd asks who the puppy is for. The group of staff workers can be heard assuring Floyd the new dog is for him. It's a she, his colleague says. She is yours. Floyd's excitement is visible as he takes his new puppy, complete with a gift, out of the box and gently holds her in his hands. Really? Thank you, he exclaims. Mr. Floyd Green has been working with our bank for over 3 decades, said the employee who filmed the surprise. Our prosperity crew found out that his Yorkie died of old age, so our staff decided to all pitch in and get him a new one for his birthday. He is a sweet man and is the reason we look forward to Tuesdays and Fridays, the days that he works with us. That is so absolutely awesome, don't you think? You know, to do just what we call random acts of kindness. You know, to people that he was lacking a puppy in his life after his dog died. And so very important that they're able to do that and to put that love back in his life, right? You know, people that have fur babies, they call them, are their children to them. They really are. So here's some good news. We talk quite often about how we need to be solution-driven, not just focus on the problems and complain about them and relive them and complain about them and relive them. So this is pretty cool. More than 100,000 tons of rubber tires are disposed of every year in Argentina. The majority of them are burned, contributing to the country's already huge air pollution problem. So when Alejandro Malgor and his 2 friends, Esquel Gadi and Nazareno El Home, realized they wanted to start a business, they decided to focus on tackling the problem and to make shoes from the discarded tire scraps. That's a great idea. But the trio didn't stop at tackling environmental issues. They wanted to generate opportunities for the unemployed, and particularly single mothers, in their hometown of Mendoza. The garbage we generate creates opportunities for everyone, Malgor explains. Zinca currently employs 25 women from rural areas, where much of the production is done. Malgor says he is committed to working with local companies and communities and enabling single mothers to remain heads of their families by providing them with employment opportunities. Very good. We like people and companies who buy our products, who know they are helping empower women and people excluded by the system, he says. Although Argentina has finally pulled itself out of recession, the gap between poor and rich remains vast, with 50% of workers earning less than the minimum wage and more than 32% of Argentinians living in poverty. Zinca's main objective is to empower women who don't have access to education by providing them the training they need to work. Malgor says he and his co-founders want to give women back their dignity by helping them become independent through earning their own income. We want to help single mothers because they are so important to society. They are strong women who want to give the best lives for their children, but sometimes they do not have the resources or the tools to do this, Malgore says. That's so absolutely awesome. So they're going to teach the women how to work as a team, how to take responsibility in a job. When they learn new skills, the women get better self-esteem and more confidence. Having a job means they don't only learn new tools for work, but they grow personally too. A 2014 study found 1 in 4 Argentine homes are led by single parents. Wow, that's a lot. 72% of whom are single mothers. Mauricia Vargas is one of those women. At 40 years old, she's the mother of 2 children, and she raises them alone. Before joining in 2014, she worked in agriculture. The farm work was hard, required long hours, and paid little. Zinka offered her a chance to learn new skills and earn more money to support her family. For me, having a job means economic help and at the same time to learn things I like. Very important, right? And you know what? Let's think about this for a second. It's not just about these moms. What a great role model they are for their family. You know, that's very important. When you have youth in your life, you need to I know it's a lot of pressure, but you need to always be constantly aware of the role model that you're being. You know, you can't tell your kids to be one way, but you're not that way, right? You need to walk the walk and talk the talk. So the change that they are making is absolutely awesome, and it will trickle down through all these families. So that is very, very cool. And a great way to solve a problem, right? Make them shoes. Very awesome. So then my last story today, dun 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 dun, is awesome. So much awesomeness going on in the world. In celebration of the holiday season, grocery store chain Aldi is being lauded for announcing a plan to donate all unsold fresh food to various nonprofits and charitable organizations on the afternoon before Christmas. The company first published news of their endeavor on social media and called for their fellow corporations to follow suit. Aldi is offering local organizations the opportunity to receive surplus food from their stores on the afternoon of Christmas Eve, said the company in a statement. As Aldi stores will shut at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve until December 27th, they will have a variety of good quality surplus food products that they will wish to distribute in support of less fortunate individuals and to prevent food going to waste. Aldi, a global discount supermarket chain with over 10,000 stores in 18 countries, is unable to deliver, so organizations would have to collect the bounty themselves. They will expect the level of food available to vary. However, estimates of around 20 to 30 crates will be expected from each store. That is so cool. Hey, isn't that awesome? And it's going to sit there and rot anyways. So why wouldn't you give that to other people, right? They're very cool, very cool. So that is great news. All those articles will be posted on the Positive Power Facebook page for you to check out at your own convenience whenever you can. It's a busy time right now. I know it is. Everybody's busy with Christmas parties. I know I had 2 so far this weekend. 2 this weekend. Lots of other events. I host, as we were saying earlier, here at Bottoms Up in Point Edward, Ontario, I host Name That Tune every Saturday night, and we had 2 12 bars of Christmas that came through this weekend. Just had a fabulous time. It was great. We had them all up dancing to Kung Fu Fighter. It was really good, really good. So, you know, make time for yourself when you can. Don't get so caught up in all the chaos of the holidays that you don't spend some time for yourself. So maybe that is checking out my Facebook page. I don't know. Anyways, that's the good news for today. So we're going to go back to some music. And then I watched a really cool documentary. I know, shocking, right? And this one was on Bitcoins. Do you know about Bitcoins? It's a whole nother currency. Very, very cool. It's a whole nother currency that is digital. I've been learning all about it. And it's really making sense to me. Because you know what? Times are changing, right? There's a lot of changing going on in the governments. All over the place with the food, the government. We are catching on to what's going on. And we are taking charge. Taking control back. So there you go. So let's go and let's listen to some music. And get back to some uplifting, positive things.